say this unapologetically. I need more. I need infinitely more games like this. Like, this isn't remotely a joke or anything like that. We need more stories like Clear Obscure Expedition 33. I recently finished the story of Clear Obscure's Expedition 33, and I've been completely blown away by the story that was given to me. Now, I will be honest, that statement may not hold a lot of weight because I haven't played a lot of other games like Expedition 33, like for example Metaphor ReFantasia or Final Fantasy, because I'm broke. I'm broke as hell. Like, I'm in graduate school. What did you expect? But broke or not, I have a good eye for fire storytelling. Ghost of Tsushima is one of my top tier experiences in both gameplay and narrative wise. I've loved The Last of Us Part 1, we do not talk about Part 2, and I've watched the entirety of Berlise's entire playthroughs of The Wolf Among Us and The Walking Dead Telltale stories exactly.
Let's go! I'm sick of her ass! I'm sick of that shit! No. I've been dealing with her shit this season! Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
So trust me, I know a good story when I see one. However, Clear Obscure Expedition 33 far exceeded my expectations, farther than I could have ever imagined. And it all started with the very first thing, the very beginning of the story, the hook of Expedition 33. Salut les amis, c'est moi Kadukun. And today we're going to talk about what might be one of the strongest prologues I've ever seen in a video game.
If you're going to give someone flowers, you should probably do it before they wither and die.
What, the flower?
When it comes to any story in any medium, there are many aspects that attract us to stories. In this case, I want to mainly focus on video games, and I might mention movies and TV shows here and there for reference. To this day, I remember getting attracted and gripped to the story of the first infamous video game. I was slowly getting into comics at the time, and if I remember correctly, knew nothing about the franchise before getting the game. And I believe that I got the game on sale when GameStop used to have their clutch bargain bins back in the day. I remember sitting down in my living room, booting up the game and seeing this title screen that was so non-threatening in the beginning. You even hear a bunch of birds chirping in the background, and I was expecting an intro to ease you into the game, to introduce you to the backstory of everything, until absolute chaos. From then, I was hooked into the universe I was entering. All of a sudden, fire and brimstone while you are watching a character discover he has devastative electric powers got me so invested in not only the universe but the characters that were put in front of me. There are so many other games that have caught my attention in their own ways, like 2012's God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, Black Myth Wukong, and even old school games like Jak and Daxter. However, I will say a lot of these hooks for games, from my experience, usually start in a very similar fashion. Main character is introduced in a hell-like scenario, you run through some enemies, fight a final boss, and transition to the main story. But Expedition 33, it was different. This to me was a masterclass in subtlety and mystery. In the very beginning of the game, you see this fantastical, disjointed, confusing landscape that just at first glance just looks like another fantasy version of another place, except for the looming tower in the background that has that glowing number 34. As a gamer, you know at some point the number means something, and you think that, like in any other movie or game, a depressed looking character would just walk up to you and just simply tell you what it means with just very coy and telling dialogue saying, "Today's the day, huh? It's really gonna start getting quiet around here after today," or something along those lines. If this was any other game, I can smell the unneeded exposition from a mile away. But in this game, that doesn't really happen. You're introduced to Gustave and Maëlle. She mocks him for being a bit funnily cruel to a person who seems to be dying. Yet how she says it hides a veil of information that we gamers want to know about. It's one thing to say that it's cruel to give someone a flower before they die, but to say before they wither away and die is just strange enough for a normal person to question, but possibly just vague enough for you to look past it. And yet one of the things I still love is that these two characters just rattle off a bunch of world related things like Gommage, the paintress, expeditions, flowers, tables.
Putting up 3 tables? They'll manage.
You underestimate Lumiere's enthusiasm for the expedition. There's at least 5 tables.
And the characters just add nothing. And by nothing, I mean they just add no extra details just because they were programmed by the devs to keep the audience watching in mind. They just lay out the information and leave it open for us to piece together what's going on here. The only thing that is very apparent at this point is the personality of the characters. Gustave is a guy who wants to see his city see a fruitful tomorrow and stop, from what we just gathered, the Painters through an expedition because she's a threat to everything they hold dear. After that, the game does something that me personally haven't seen in a game for a while. They slowly breathe life into the concept and town of Lumiere and its people.
That's for your, if there's room.
There's always room.
These two from the very beginning already bring forth the very theme of this entire game before you even begin to dive deeper into the town. Two people who feel a profound love for each other despite their past relationship and haven't communicated since then. As they speak to each other, there isn't some fabricated or forced animosity with some implied betrayal between each other, or some melodramatic dialogue talking about saying, oh, we used to date or we used to be together, some weird dialogue that doesn't really add anything or tension to the story. That is completely subverted with their kind, awkward, flirty encounter despite having so much distance between each other. The very thing I think that attracted me to this game's story is that you get the very essence of their relationship through the conversations through others. You get almost their entire timeline through the span of about 30 minutes or less depending on how fast you're going through the game, while building on the influence each character has on the people around them. It is through these conversations that we learn the reason why they aren't together anymore, because of course they both already know why.
Oh, Sophie. Marie. Your flowers. I didn't know about. I thought you were younger. And yet you didn't have children. I'm not having this conversation with you again. Not today. Do you care so little about the future of Lumiere? How can you be so selfish? I'm not selfish enough to bring others into our doomed world. I know we are not many to think like this now. And it destroyed my relationship. The person I loved the most. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to spend this moment with him.
Ignoring this disrespectful monkey right here, you get the very emotional reason. The very reason why these two wonderful people aren't in a romantic relationship together. They are both debating whether or not they should build a family in this world they live in, while both their perspectives on living in Lumiere mixed and clashed with that conversation, which clearly led to a relationship ending argument or conversation. I even think that's why they make a point in the very beginning. They show that Gustave and Sofie are wearing very soft colors that strongly contrast with each other, like opposites to a conversation. Now that might be a stretch given that other characters wear very similar outfits, but I think that's a fair analysis from my viewpoint. From this very moment, the world really starts to become real, because from this point you are wondering about the other stories of the people of Lumiere besides Sofie's and Gustave's. However, also, the game clearly gives a glaring hint to the magnitude of what is about to happen. When it comes to environments, we can all agree it is difficult to make a world feel alive. No matter what city you live in, you know the telltale signs of a lively city. And all I can say is that the devs of Expedition 33 knew exactly what they were doing when they were making Lumiere. Vendors on every corner with crowds of people talking about even the most mundane of topics, while using it as a vehicle to build on the realism of the world and the connections each character has to the main characters. We're introduced to Lune, showing how she's adorned by the city for her guitar skills since she's performing for everyone, and we can get an interaction from Sofia encouraging Gustave to see her as a potential romantic partner. We also get the street painter giving us the most heartwarming moments in the intro, encouraging Gustave and Sofia to dance together as he paints them, immortalizing their love for each other in a piece of art that will extend beyond the bounds of this moment. Then of course there are Gustave's proteges, children that embodies Gustave's motto, for those who come after. children who have helped build his strength and technology for the expedition he's about to embark on. You get to see all the colors of this city and how connected and yet disjointed the characters are. Everyone is celebrating while yet everyone talks as if death is around the corner, until you get the full weight of what that means. Everyone is gathered around the water, on the docks with their loved ones and friends. Up to this point, we all still don't know what is about to happen. Until Gustave is given his expedition uniform by his proteges. Everything is about to be set in motion. Up to now, we know the strong and powerful love between Gustave and Sofie, how lively the city of Lumiere is, and we know the conflicting views from everyone about how they feel about the expeditions and how they should live in Lumiere, whether they should go on these expeditions or not. The only thing left now is, what does the 33 mean? Well, it didn't take long for us to get our answer. All the people of the age of 33 begin to disappear like they got hit with the Thanos snap. Hundreds of people begin to turn to dust and roses until it hits you that Sofie is also 33 years old. Before the story even gets to her, the scene slowly presents itself like a bandage that has been slowly ripped off. Right now, in real time, fathers are dying before they see their son again. Mothers are leaving their daughters alone and orphaned. Couples are dying and staring at the cause of right in their faces. And then we get to Gustave and Sofie.
I'm here.
Heartbreaking part of this scene, while nothing more than 2 sentences between each other. You see Gustave watch and stare at someone that he truly loves, and you can see that there is fear in her face, fear of what is coming, despite her happy demeanor beforehand. His heart was definitely being split in 2 until she was gone. From there, you can see a mixture of so many emotions on Gustave's face. You can see that you can sense a sense of anger or rage as he looks towards the paintress, or maybe despair for the loss of Sofie. However, I think the most accurate emotion or feeling that depicts of what's happening to him right now is emptiness. Every moment, every possibility, every iota, every ounce of potential for redemption for Sofie's and Gustave's relationship was snuffed out again. And what's even more heartbreaking, it was snuffed out before he even saw her that day. You can see from this very moment that he's asking himself, what the hell do I do now? And I think this is one of the reasons why this scene, this prologue, got a lot of people emotional, because this is a very crucial aspect and very deep-rooted theme that is consistent throughout the game, and it's the main thing, and the main thing is grief. hope y'all enjoyed this video. Yeah, it's a little bit less joking, a little bit more in the serious mark than my other videos, but I couldn't bring myself to make too many jokes about this game because I honestly got so absorbed in the story of this game that I wish I made this video sooner. Honestly, I was working on it and I got, you know, caught up with school and work, but hey, I'm still here. I might drop 1 or 2 more videos on this game because I actually have like maybe 2 or 3 ideas to talk about the game, because there's a lot of themes in this game, because there are so many things I want to break down about the characters and the story. Until then, it's your boy Kadukun. Keep your power levels high and your dreams alive. I don't know if you like that quote, but I'm gonna keep saying it and see if you guys like it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, tell me you guys your opinions about the game if you finished the game. I tried my best to leave out as many spoilers as I possibly could. It's your boy Kadukun, and peace.
FMA, handle business, don't play. On point when it comes to the anime. Jack and Daxter, ayy, let's go. The ultimate heroes, don't stop, we on the road. Kadukun.